What's up, YouTube family? It's your girl KandidwithKayla, and I'm back with another video.
Did you miss me?
Well, I missed you too, and as you can see from the title, I got another reality review for you guys. But before we get into Basketball Wives episode from last night, if you're new to this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and drop that thumbs up and turn on those post notifications so you get notified every time I post a video, which is every other day and sometimes daily, depending on what's going on in this world of ours. I also, before I get started, would like to give out today's post notification shout out, and it goes to Just Ask Arletta. You guys go right on over there and follow Just Ask Arletta. She's right here on the screen, so y'all go subscribe to her channel as well. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting on my last video. If you guys want a post notification shout out, that's all you gotta do. Like, share, subscribe, and comment done on this video, and you'll be shouted out in the next video. All right, guys. So let's get into last night's episode because I got some notes written down for y'all, and I'm ready to go through it. All right. So, this episode started out with Kristen and Jen. I know a lot of y'all was mad at me at my last review with OG and everything else. But y'all will understand where I was coming from a little bit more. And I also understand where she was coming from a little bit more. So here we go. On a side note, y'all, I know my hair look crazy right now, but if you have locks, you understand that this is actually a hairstyle. Like, it doesn't look crazy in real life, but for whatever reason, it just look crazy on the camera. But y'all will be okay, because y'all ain't here for my hair, y'all here for this tea. So anyway, they start off and they're Jen and Kristen are on the phone. So basically, Jen is giving Kristen credit. She's telling her, you know, I feel like it was noble and I appreciated that you came over to try to figure out what was going on or what you could do to correct the issue. So Kristen, she basically says that she feels as if she came over open and ready to resolve the issue, but it felt to her as if OG just wanted to hear what OG wanted to hear. Basically, she will only believe herself. Jen agrees that she never, they keep talking, and Kristen is like, we're on the same color. Like, we're the same color. I thought maybe we could experience the same thing. So Jen is basically agreeing with Kristen that she has never experienced colorism in the group either. Even though she's had issues with women, it's never been a colorist issue. So Jen lets her know, it's a cute little conversation. Jen ends up letting her know, hey, I still support OG. I'm on team OG, but I do want to reach out and let you know that I'm cool with you still, and I appreciate it. But I'm still team OG, which I feel like that's respectable and respectful of Jen to do. Like, hey, I'm letting you know I'm still here. I'm on this side, but thank you, because nobody else won't go tell Kristen. So, Kristen then tells Jen, you should come over here. And my first thought was like, why would she come over there with Evelyn in Malaysia? But, child, Kristen ended up saying it for me. Kristen was like, girl, wait, like, why? Jen was like, why would I come over there? Especially after, I don't know if y'all saw this beforehand, because I didn't see it. Maybe because I didn't watch the reunion show. Or I don't know, it might not have even been on the reunion show. They showed a clip of it on Bravo, but they show a clip of the ladies asking Shaunie about Jen, and Shaunie was like, oh yeah, I like her, but just over there. Like, and Jen is offended by that. Obviously, Shaunie on the show is saying she would never go on another vacation with her, and this, that, and the third. So, Shaunie is basically, y'all, Shaunie is a mean girl. I don't care what nobody says. Shaunie is a mean girl. I've always thought that. She's never been one of my favorites on the show, because she just gives mean girl energy. But yeah, so basically Jen was like, girl, I'm not going for that. I'm not going over there. Shaunie said she'll never come on another trip with me, so let's leave it at that. I think if more people just leave it at that, these shows would be more entertaining, because it's the fact that y'all just be going back and forth about the same stuff. So Jackie and Jen then sit down after Jen gets off the phone. Jackie comes in the room, and Jackie basically has a talk with her about the little snippet of a conversation that they had the day before, the episode before. I don't know how many days before it was, because obviously episodes don't go in days. But anyway, she basically is telling her she felt some type of way when she originally told Jen and OG that she was going to the other girl's house. And Jen responded, okay, well, don't bring no bad energy back. And for whatever reason, Jackie felt tried by that. But quite frankly, I didn't feel like it was supposed to be like that. Like, y'all know Jackie really be over dramatizing stuff, dramatizing. I can't even say it. I think it's dramatizing. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what word I'm trying to say right then. Because I know what word I'm trying to say, but I don't know how many. I think I'm leaving a syllable out of. Y'all, I think I'm leaving out a syllable. But anyway, so Jackie pretty much just says that. And Jen is like, look, it wasn't that serious. Like, girl, relax. So they just sitting there having cute little conversation. And it tripped me out because Jackie is crazy, y'all. Like, the little float coming over is floating across the pool. The float floated up on her. Sis talking about, oh, you trying to hear what we talking about, little ducky? First of all, it's a flamingo, Jackie. When you ever seen a pink duck? Like, Jackie don't think about nothing before she say it. So anyway, the episode moves on and somebody who we haven't seen in so long comes up. Shanice pulls up. So Shanice, and if you guys are not familiar with who Shanice is Evelyn's daughter. So Shanice pulls up to do yoga at the house with them. Apparently she might be a yoga teacher or whatever, but she was yoga teaching them. So Shanice pulls up. And I'm gonna have to say this on a side note. I hope I don't offend anybody, but if I do, y'all gonna get over it. Shanice look old, man. Shanice look old. Y'all drop down in the comments below and let me know if I'm tripping or does she look old? Like, her and Evelyn look like friends, not mother and daughter. Shanice literally looks like Evelyn them, like she could fit in there. I thought she was an extra housewife, and then it was like, oh, Evelyn's daughter. But child, Shanice, I wouldn't be telling nobody that Evelyn was my mama, because truth be told, Evelyn looked about 5-10 years younger than Shanice. But Shanice is a very pretty lady. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating. She's gorgeous, but she just look older. So, they sit down, right? They not sit down, but they're kind of standing there having a little ponderosa, as Jackie calls them. And they're talking, and Kristen is telling the ladies what transpired with the phone call. And she tells them that she brought up to Jen about the colorism in the group, and she tells them that, Jen also agreed that she's never experienced colorism within the group. So I thought that was nice. I don't know why that one piece of hair just keep dropping down. It's really, I don't know why it's the only piece that's like not curled. But anyway, y'all, so she then tells her that I also told Kristen tells them, also told Jen she should come over, okay? And basically, Jen said no because of Shaunie. So Shaunie is like, what? Like, Shaunie's like, well, I was in the heat of the moment, and it was a year ago, and, like, I don't have issues with her, but I'm also, like, I think it's been a year, we need to move on. But I'm also not begging her. And here's the problem I have with that. Shaunie, sis, you legitimately do stuff all the time. You throw rocks and you hide your hand. Now, you did go on national TV and you said that you would not go on a trip with this girl and that you would like her from a distance over there. Now, if I was her, I wouldn't want to be around you either. Why would you want to come around somebody like that? Now, if you really want to move on, Shaunie, you can't just decide that you're over it and everybody need to move on. If you really wanted to move on, Shaunie, you would literally apologize. But Shaunie ain't apologized because Shaunie don't care. Shaunie's really not, she doesn't care about these ladies. These ladies are a check to Shaunie. So, anyway, I just thought that was lame where she's talking about, she could come, but I'm not begging her. Well, you at least need to say, I apologize and I didn't mean it. Because right now the girl the last thing she heard from you was, I'm not going on a trip. So it does need to be clarified. So anyway, in the midst of the girls doing the yoga with Shanice, They're also showing the clips of Jackie, OG, and Jen, and OG done set up some exercise for them. Y'all, OG done came with football equipment. I'm talking about the whole shoulder thing. OG done pulled up on these girls, Jen and Jackie, with that. So, I mean, y'all, it was really kind of funny because OG legitimately had these girls doing a whole NFL tryout. Like, girl, they doing NFL boot camp, NFL training camp. Like, OG, you knew that was too intense. Talk about, oh, she's going to be my linebacker. Girl, I just want to go to bed. I want to drink. Like, why we couldn't do yoga? So anyway, you know, after they do the football track, it was cute. It was cute, y'all. It was a fun scene. They didn't talk about nothing heavy. It was just working out and having fun. I did like that. Like, stop giving us heavy scenes. So, anyway, they go on to OG cooking, and she's expressing that she's going to cook a Nigerian dinner, and they're just going to have like a African night almost, I guess. So, she does admit, now here's where I told y'all this is gonna bring back what I said in the OG review, because y'all were so upset with me about saying this. When I said that I felt like OG was not open, and at this point Kristen feels like OG wasn't open, Jen feels like OG wasn't open, and OG now is stating to Jen and Jackie that she feels like the conversation was way too much and way too soon. So, in essence, she's admitting that she wasn't really not open to it. She thought she was going to be open to it. And once it started, she was not open to it. And that's okay, because she's human. That happens sometimes. Sometimes we think we're ready for stuff that we're not ready for. But the fact still stands that she really wasn't open. And therefore, y'all are putting all the blame on Kristen. But Kristen really didn't do anything wrong. She was trying to get understanding from a person that wasn't ready to give understanding. So, like I said, OG wasn't open and Kristen was. But anyway, I'm sorry. That was just for all the people that was shading me in the comments last time, because I said what I said. So, but anyway, OG goes on to say that she felt like it was too much too soon, and that she is a bit skeptical of Kristen. She says that she feels like it's fake and fraudulent energy, because she says she feels like, are you trying to get to know me because you want to know me? Are you trying to get to know what happened because you really want to do better? Or are you doing damage control? And in that light, this is why I said y'all won't be mad at me, because I do agree with OG. I agree. I do agree. It is hard to tell what the motives is behind Kristen having this conversation. So I will say that it is a little difficult. And I will be a little skeptical too, but I can't tell her what to do. I'm speaking on what I would have done. I still would have been open to it. But, you know, you can't tell a person how to react. So I can understand both sides of the pendulum at this point. So anyway, yeah, she just basically say like, hey, I think she might have an agenda. Like, she's doing damage control, not really caring about me. And I can agree. I think Kristen is coming more from a place of damage control. Because I'm pretty sure all the darker women and brown women and all women or people who just care about this issue deeply or are passionate about it are probably on her head like, girl, you dark and you sitting over here letting this go down. So I get it. So they go back over to Evelyn's house, and Malaysia basically tells the ladies, hey, I think that me and Jackie should talk. Because looking at how the OG issue is, it's so big that her and Jackie issue is this big. However, I ain't gonna lie. Jackie talked about your kids, sis. So the issue not this big. It's this big. Don't talk about my children. You spread rumors about my kids. Like, who does that? But I digress. Malaysia says, you know, she does love Jackie, that she been praying for her throughout the quarantine, that because she knows she a people person, and now she's stuck inside, and she's been praying for her mental health, and that's cute, whatever. Evelyn does give her a good advice, tells her that it's worth fixing because they had such a long-term friendship. But quite frankly, I feel like, I don't care if we've been friends one day or 100 days or 100 years. Like, at the end of the day, it's certain lines you don't cross. My parents, my children. I don't have children, but if I had some, my parents, my children, don't talk about them. That's just that. So I'm sorry about that noise, y'all. They doing construction outside, as I always state, I live downtown Atlanta, so they always doing something. Hopefully they fixing these potholes. Y'all want to see a vlog of downtown Atlanta one day so y'all can see how raggedy it is out here, even though we have to pay so much as if we live in the lap of luxury. But anyway, I digress. That's a story for another time. Anyway, guys, so they go on to Liza, where and Liza is Lamar Odom's ex-wife, if y'all don't remember or you don't know. But Liza is complaining about Lamar again. Again, y'all. Now, I hope her whole storyline, VH1, I hope y'all ain't make that lady whole storyline begging Lamar Odom for some money, because that's not cool. That's not cool, because don't do her like that. I'm pretty sure she's more than that. So Evelyn says, you know, Evelyn was coming with all the good advice this episode. Sad that she can't take it herself, but she was giving good advice. So she told her, listen, your kids are old enough. And at this point, I got frustrated because I'm thinking that these children, the way Liza acts, she act like she got 4-year-olds. But these children are almost grown, going to college, like older teens. And basically, Evelyn was like, they old enough to handle this. They're old enough to talk to their own father. You need to step back and pull the communication back. You don't need to be doing that because you're beating yourself up and stressing yourself out. And I agree. Liza's like, well, I'm still trying to co-parent, so it's not that. Girl, co-parenting is for people with small children. I don't care what nobody say. If your child is like 15, I don't feel like you need to co-parent anymore. Like, for what? It's 3 years left. What are you co-parenting for? If you haven't co-parented the first 15 years, well, just chalk it up and handle the 3 on your own. I know it's frustrating as a person with no kids. My mind could change later in life if I have children or when I have children. However, right now, I'm just looking at how my mom was a single mother, and the way she handled me is, you know, she just ain't never, it was not about that. Like, she just handled it, because why am I going to stress myself out and you when I can handle it? So, I really just hope this is not Liza's whole storyline. So Liza says basically that her and Lamar both come from broken type homes. Like, they have their mother and father in the home, but it's so much turmoil and they can't get along, and there's so much arguing and stuff like that, that she doesn't want to repeat that cycle. But ma'am, what you're doing right now is repeating the cycle by arguing and fighting with this man to get something that he's never going to give you. You're repeating the cycle. The best thing you can do for yourself and your kids is to move on, move forward, chalk it up. It is what it is. So everybody not going to get it. Everybody not going to get on point. And sometimes you have to leave them where they are. So, you know, Shaunie basically is telling her, like, look, Lamar out here doing him, and you need to do you too. Like, at this point, it's looking sad, and I agree. The man done moved on. He's out here. He done been with Chloe. He been with that other bodybuilder looking girl. Like, at this point, just move on, Liza. So they go back over to Jackie's house. We pan back over to Jackie's house. Now, at Jackie's house, Nia and Noria pull up. Now, Nia and Noria are 2 new people that we're adding in right now, so I'm going to tell y'all about them right now. Nia is a cheesecake. She owns a cheesecake business. She makes cheesecake. She's a model, and she is single. And Noria is Sean Taggart's wife of 5 years. Sean Taggart is apparently a professional ball player from overseas that is now retired. Never heard of him, but I'm pretty sure he's somebody if she's on Basketball Wives. Now, I must say, these girls look the same. They look like twins. They said they were 2 years apart, but I can't tell the difference between who is who quite yet, and the name's so similar. So going forward, until I do, I'm gonna call them Nia and Noria. Even if I'm talking about one of them, I'm gonna call them Nia and Noria. So it is what it is. And if you want to clarify which one of these, you gotta go watch the episode. So I do think it was pretty sad where, you know, they introduced them, and first things first, they were talking about their dad passed away from COVID, and just rest in peace, and my condolences to their family and to anybody's family who has had family members pass away or get extremely ill from COVID. It's been running rampant. They said he was 58 years old and in perfect health, very worked out and everything, and he passed away from it. So, you know, my parents, both of my parents, my mom and stepdad, they both got COVID last year, and they're 50 and 55 or 50. I think they're 50 and 55. But anyway, I was a little nervous when they got it. So thank God. I understand how scary it can be when the person does have COVID. And so thank God my people made it out. But I know a lot of people did not. And I send my condolences to everyone, including people watching. If you have family members, I truly, I'm sorry for you and for that. But anyway, not gonna get emotional. I'm a Pisces. I start crying. I will start crying on this video, y'all. So in them talking about their dad, losing their dad, Jen does get emotional because we all know Jen has lost her mom a few years back, and then it was a lot going on with her when this happened. So Jen is basically, they just having like a little heart-to-heart about Jen saying, you know, she understands how it feels to lose a parent. It's something that just kind of never goes away. And I don't know that feeling. I really never want to feel that feeling. However, it's like a catch-22 because I also don't want my mom to ever have to bury her child, but I never want to bury my mom. So like, I don't know, maybe we can go together. Maybe we can go together if somebody else can handle it, because I don't want to do it. So you know, Jackie basically is saying with Jen and Noria and Nia talking about the death of their parents, that maybe it'll resonate with OG and OG will want to fix the issues. But I'm like, Jackie girl, it was cute, but that was a reach. It doesn't matter who passes away because this is a different issue. And OG is stuck on the fact that it's a big issue. And she is upset. Like, I'm not saying it's not a big issue. I'm saying for OG, the issue is bigger than life. So just because someone passes away, that ain't gonna make OG, like, it's not gonna lighten up how she feels. It's not gonna lighten up her heart to the situation. So Evelyn calls while they're all talking, and Jackie's like, oh yeah, I got Nia and Noria here and blah blah blah, and she's telling them who they are. And Evelyn is instantly agitated because Evelyn like, girl, you done invited Jen, you done invited OG, and now here you are inviting these random two girls that I don't even know. Now I will say, I don't get why why Evelyn was annoyed about that though. Like, girl, they're not staying at your house. They're over there. You don't know them. Like, Evelyn, her little mean girl comes out every time they introduce somebody new into the group. Her mean girl comes out. So I feel like she already don't want to like them. But she ends up letting her know, y'all, that Malaysia wants to have this conversation. She finally wants to try to have a conversation again. So Jackie tells her, you know, like, give me a minute, let me think about it. And Jackie immediately gets frazzled, y'all. Emotional. But we all know it's because her and Malaysia got like this deep relationship, and last time Malaysia tried to talk to her, or they tried to talk, Malaysia got up and left. So they pan over, and OG and Shaunie and Kristen having a little conversation about Liza and what they can do to loosen her up. But they brought up this, and this is a side note, but they brought this up, and it makes so much sense. They was like, why are we doing our makeup and doing all of this for each other? And I feel the same way. Let me tell you something. If I went on a group trip with some girls for 2 weeks, I'm going to be looking, at best, this is the best y'all would get. No makeup. This is the best y'all will get out of me. Like, no lip gloss. I don't even got no lip gloss on for this video. Y'all, that's crazy because my lips usually be popping. I just realized that I ain't put no lip gloss on. It's all the way over there too. I can't even get it. But anyway, they want to loosen Liza up. I think that's a good idea. So they plan to do some shots and stuff like that. But we'll see how that goes in just a second. So OG, they pan back over to OG's house, and OG is now cooking the dinner. Remember I told y'all they was having an African dinner. Say, you know, while she's cooking, Nia and Noria are talking to Jen, and they're basically asking Jen, like, so the other ladies, how are they? Do you think that we'll get along with them? Will we like them? Blah, blah, blah. And I love the answer Jen gave. Jen told them, like, straight up, I don't vibe with them. I don't get along with most of the women. However, I'm not going to tell you why or about the situation because I don't want to taint your view of them. I think that was so commendable. That is so commendable. So many times things can be avoided by if somebody asks you something about a person you don't like, just don't have an answer. Don't taint someone else because you don't like them. So I was very impressed with her answer. And I will say, you know, OG came down in her African garb and she came down with this pleasant attitude. And I will say that for one time, OG was likable to me on this episode up until a certain point, which we're going to get to. But OG was likable. So they pan back over to Evelyn house and they're having a drinking game. One thing about these ladies, they going to drink, okay? They get drunk. I wouldn't last because I don't drink at all. Like, nothing. I don't drink. Not even wine. But they be getting to it, y'all. So anyway, they're playing this drinking game. They playing truth or dare. And when I tell y'all, the very first person they had to go was Evelyn. And hers was a prank call, y'all. Why Evelyn called Jackie? Prank called Jackie and said, Doug is eating my, you know, on the phone in a weird voice. Oh, it was so funny because Jackie immediately spazzed out. Like, Jackie immediately spazzed out. She goes downstairs. She's like, y'all, I just got this call. And of course, GM was like, girl, that's a prank. Ain't nobody studying doggone Doug Christie. Which she right, truth be told. In my funky Dineva voice. Quiet as it's killed. Don't nobody want no doggone Doug Christie. So they're doing this or whatever, and Liza goes next. And Liza is in the hot seat. That is crazy what they doing outside. I'm about to go out there and tell them, hey, I am making a YouTube video. Please relax. But anyway, y'all, Liza gets put in the hot seat. Her first two questions, y'all, she done pleaded the fifth. First two questions was about her, Lamar, and butt play. And when I say, honey, she wasn't having that. She took the shots. I know she was getting drunk because she took a shot for everything. Like, she didn't answer not one question. But anyway, that was fun. That was a fun night, real lightweight or whatever. And it kind of loosened her up, let her hair hang down, you know? So they go back over to OG's house and Jackie tells the new girls about the issue with the main girls that's going on with the colorism and everything else. So Jen goes to tell them that she had this conversation with Kristen today. And Jen is like, as soon as she said she had a conversation with Kristen, you could tell OG's mood was switching up. So Jen literally starts to talk and she's like, yeah, I talked to Kristen and I told her it was noble. Immediately, OG was like, no. Why? How is it noble? You've never told me anything that I said was noble. And I'm like, girl, why are you snapping? This your homegirl. Like, she got your back. So Jen is still trying to learn. Jen is like, no. Listen, okay, well, maybe not noble then. Good. I felt like it was good. Oh, no. She said, she was like, it's not noble. And you never say anything I do is noble. And coming over here to admit what you did was wrong is not noble. So Jen was like, okay, well, I thought it was good that she came over. And once again, OG was like, no. And she shut her down. And she was like, at this point, I'm tired of listening to you. I'm tired of listening. So Jen was like, no, just listen. Okay, wow. Jen was like, just listen. I am just saying, I think it was good that she came over here and owned up to her part and said, you know, showed that she was holding herself accountable and holding herself responsible. So OG shut that down again, and OG is like, no. OG said, like, no, that's not true. She was not trying to do that. She was over here and she was relentlessly refusing to acknowledge that there's colorism in the group. I have a problem with that because Kristen didn't come over there to talk to you about colorism in the group. Kristen came to talk to you about colorism you experienced from her. So she was not going to take responsibility for something prior to knowing what she did. She came to get clear. If she didn't come to speak for the group, she came to speak for her. She clearly said that. So I think it's messed up that OG is like holding the whole group over Kristen. Like, no, Kristen's not the spokesperson. And so basically, Jen is like, at this point, I'm feeling like I got your back, and you don't even want to hear me just say what I gotta say because I'm giving some credit to Kristen. At this point, it sounds like you just want to hear what you want to hear, and now you don't. You really are closed off. So I like the new girls did end up telling her that they also, although they're not dark skinned, they've experienced colorism. Now I'm gonna say this: I feel like what they experienced was not colorism and was racism. But y'all drop down in the comments below and let me know what y'all think. They said that basically. One of the sisters said that when she was in kindergarten or something like that, she was at a school and they made her sit in the corner. Every day she had to sit in the corner by herself. But then she goes to say she was the only black girl in the class. That's not colorism. If you're the only black person and they're treating you away because you're black, it's racism, not colorism. Those two issues are not the same. So, I mean, they go hand in hand, but they're not the same. So, anyway, she also, the sisters go on to say, you know, they're just kind of venting with her. And OG says that when she was in the first grade, that was when she experienced colorism for the first time. She says that her teacher at a private school told her that she would never amount to anything because she was black. Once again, I think that it's a little bit misplaced because that also is not colorism, it's racism. If a person tells you that you can't do something because you're black, point blank, period, is racism. If they say it's because you're dark skinned versus light skinned or something, that's colorism. Colorism got to do with the color. But racism is when somebody attacks you for your whole race. You're black, you won't be nothing. Not your dark skin, not your African, but you black. And so I think what you experienced was racism. But OG does go ahead to say that how that has affected her and it's affected her long term. And so I think after listening to OG talk about it, about the long-term trauma for hearing something like that. She says that I never let it take me down. I used it to get stronger. But I think that what some people don't realize is what the fuel that you use to make you go harder and go stronger sometimes isn't fuel that you need to have. That is not something you need to keep with you to allow you to move forward. It's something you need to let go to allow you to become stronger. So I think that OG might need to get some counseling or some therapy or something to try to work through those issues that were rooted in her in first grade. Because like she said, it causes her to have more passion towards issues like this and what's going on in the group. And it causes her to be more angry when these things pop back up. So to be honest, I think the root of why she's so upset with the women is not because of the women. I think it's because of her past and her inside paired with what happened with the women. I think that it's got her all in a frenzy inside. And now I understand where she's coming from. I get why she feels the way she feels. And I do think that counseling or something like that would help her out. I do think the issue of colorism does still exist in the group though. But I don't think that this was a colorist issue, as I've been saying. I don't think this was an issue of colorism with OG. I think they just don't like OG and that they actually just think she's ugly. I don't think that they think it's because she's dark. So Noria and Nia basically were telling her that some people are not aware of what they're doing as far as colorism, and that you do have to pinpoint that out to some people and make them aware, because some people really just don't realize they're being colorist. That's what I was saying last time when y'all was saying that OG is acting dumb. I mean, Kristen is acting dumb. I don't think Kristen is acting dumb. I think Kristen is a bit blind, and I think that she really doesn't feel like she did anything and doesn't see it. And I think as they were saying, you do have to sit down and point it out with people sometimes so that they can reflect on what they did and move forward. But OG is like, well, we're all grown, and I'm not here to educate y'all on something, But I guess I get what she's saying, because she doesn't have to, like she's saying. She don't have to educate anybody on anything. Nobody does. However, if you want a resolve, you want to come to a resolution, then maybe you need to jump outside of your comfort zone too. That's all I'm saying. Get out your comfort zone if you want a resolution. If she doesn't want a resolution, then just say that and everybody leave it alone. So they go back over to Evelyn's house the next morning. Like I said, that was a cute dinner. All the girls over there look really cute. OG, Nia and Noria, they really look good. Nia or Noria, whichever one of them got that curly hair, baby. She was giving body yaddy yaddy, like slim, thick body yaddy yaddy. But back at Evelyn's house, child, the ladies got hangovers. And is it me? Or is Kristen always cooking? Is don't nobody else can cook but Kristen? Because Kristen cooked every meal at the house. But they find out that Jackie got the other two girls, Nia and Noria, coming. And Malaysia is like, oh my God, like, all the ladies are like, why? They're like, did she get off the internet? Because y'all remember the man that she was spreading the tea about Malaysia kids with came from a dude who she met on Instagram, a random person. She didn't even know him. So all the ladies are like, whatever. Malaysia was like, girl, Jackie just go find people, bring them in the group, turn around and fight with them. So what's the point? Which, she's right. So of course Jackie gets there and it's like the most awkward silence. Like, it's tension in there, and tension is thick, baby. You need a chainsaw to cut through the amount of tension. The tension was thick, y'all. So I probably need something that they using out there on this. You hear that drill? That's what you need for the tension that was in the room. So tension in the room. Malaysia does what I think was a good idea. Malaysia's like, look, let's stop being childish. Let's just go in the other room and talk. I love that, because I'm so tired of people having collective conversations of, if I got a personal beef with you, we don't even need to hash it out in front of all these girls. It's not necessary. So I like that. But, you know, the episode is coming to a close at this point. So Jackie says, you know, Jackie's like, if Malaysia don't talk right, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. She don't say what I need her to say. And at that point, I knew it was going to be some drama, because how you going to go into a conversation saying a person need to say what you need them to say? Like, that's crazy. But anyway, y'all, you know, they getting us the ending scene, and Jackie is like, oh, well, you're my sister, Malaysia. And Malaysia's like, am I? Am I your sister? Because how many times I'm going to let you run over me? How many times am I gonna let you F me over? And so, you know, Jackie is shocked by that, or seemingly shocked. And that's where this episode cuts at, you guys. So I'm super excited to see what happens with the rest of the conversation in the next few episodes. I see that going forward, there's gonna be some drama with Nia or Noria. One of them dated Lance, who is Phoebe's ex. So I want to see what drama unfolds with that. Kristen and Malaysia, they, and Phoebe called Nia or Noria, whichever one it was, because they didn't say which one it was on there. One of them is a stalker or something, so that's going to be good. Kristen and Malaysia, they are going to try again, talking to OG, going down the road, and it looks like OG gets emotional with them, so it looks good to see her break down that wall of colorism, you know. But anyway, you guys, that was all. I'm excited to see what goes on in the rest of the season, the next few episodes. I know y'all are going to be tuned in with me. As I said earlier, if you're not tuned in, make sure you turn on your post notifications, subscribe, like this video. I don't know why I said that out of order, but y'all know what the vibes are. If you want a post notification, don't forget, like, share, comment, and subscribe. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure y'all tune in later for the next Housewives reunion, the next Basketball Wives reunion, and what's today, Wednesday? Tomorrow, y'all guys tune back in for my growing up hip hop review. That's all I got for you guys today. So y'all have a good Wednesday.